Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. Where are we here? Big Tet, so I do like Big Tet. That's the Scottish way of saying it, isn't it? Big Tet. Like it. Okay, Mark Oleg, nice to hear from you, mate. Leeds, Capo 17, Tom Easton, even all 80 days. This is a guy, I think got an idea what he's got planned. Tom Easton, even all 80 days 5 hours, 59 minutes to go. Yeah, yippee, I take it. I think that's a guy who's on his way to Thailand somehow. Good for you, mate. Dickie Bay, evening, Eddie, or is it Bond or the Right Honourable Edward Sweeney? Cheers. It's good old steady Eddie. Dickie B's in Greece now, and I can tell you that Greece, even in the Greek islands, September is a glorious month. It's a wonderful month to be there, simply because it's after the school holidays, so you got no, families there. It's a little bit quieter there, and it's gloriously temperature, wonderful scenery. Dickie Bay, I envy you. Good for you, mate. Bernard Purcell, nice to hear from you. Sean Moore will he be wearing the black suit and tie? Does it look like it? No, I'd tell you what, I have said this before, but I mean, this pan is not an uncommon thing. I haven't bought any new clothes for years, simply because I need to lose weight. And I always think to myself, well, I'm not going to buy new clothes now, because in a few months' time, I'm going to be much lighter, so they won't fit me. And somehow it never happens. But it's happening now, because I have been really, really good this week. 6 whole days. I'm doing it every day. Every day I'm getting on that exercise bike for maybe 1.5 hours. Take a little bit out, for getting up to turn the TV over and this, that, and the other. But I won't say the weight's dropping off me, but there's definitely something happening there. So I'm confident by the time I'm heading out to Thailand, beginning of November, you'll see a new steady Eddie, promise you. Alistair Taylor, nice to hear from you. Patriots has won. Alan Hunter, good evening, Eddie. Leaving Heathrow early November. Direct to Bangkok. Hope to see you on the flight. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Let's see. Where am I now? Popcorn. Good evening, Ed, and everyone else in chat. Good evening, Popcorn. Nice to hear from you anyway. Okay. Chaz Brown, Matthew Cartwright, The Fat Gent, Mal, Yogi Bear, David Coleman. Sorry, I'm at the beach, Eddie. It's beautiful. David lives in Toronto, so it's at about 5 hours behind. It's good for him. Good for him. Sounds lovely. Battle Baby, nice to hear from you. Barry from EastEnders. Evening, chaps, and King Eddie. Okay, that's a spud, that, isn't it? It's a potato. Pinball. Evening, Ed. Long live the king. Okay, we'll talk about we've got a new royalty. I'll just say the name. I mean, somebody said that regular subscribers said I don't like live streams because all the calling out names and all this kind of stuff. But I think people like a little bit of that. It's like people like a little bit of acknowledgement. Sean Harris, nice to hear from you. Gaz, went to ask, I think you mean Asda, went to Asda, wear a dress and pink lipstick and got 290 quid worth of shopping for free. And on the way back, I filled up the car for free too. Oh my God. Gaz is also known as Jill the Ripper. Jesus Christ. Mazza, Eddie, I won the meat raffle. Good for you, mate. Good for you. I am Tilt, nice to hear from you. Farang Travels, nice to hear from you. Dickie Bay, or even His Royal Highness King Edward is a king's name. Yeah, King Edward. Yeah, it's not too bad. I've never been keen on that name, to be honest with you. My wife, get me some Gambian sausage now. There it is, Miguel. There it is, Miguel. A woman. I married a woman who knows what she likes. Okay. Carl Sympathy, nice to hear from you. Yogi Bear. Yeah, well, what is it? AJ, Lisa Dale's Gambian lover. Gaz is it? Lisa Dale's Gambian lover. Gaz in bed. Always one of them as well, is he? Fanny on me face. Okay. Kev Mack. Saturday just got better. Cheers to you, Eddie. Brent L. Okay. Nice to have you, Brent L. Paul Hoskin, you can't beat some grease. Or everything's got a double entendre with Paul Hoskin, hasn't it? Oh, yeah, it's Johnny B. This is interesting. Johnny B. I steady. I booked Greece, Zante in the end. Unbeatable deal. £65 return flight and £54 apartment for a week. Start of October. Hopefully it's still warm. I haven't been to Zante, but I'm pretty sure beginning of October, you've still got a good temperature in that part of the world. Good for you, mate. Sounds like a great deal there. Sounds lovely. I mean, I was in Greece last September. Before I've been to, Rhodes. I've been to Rhodes a few years ago. That was also in the month of September. But last year, I was in Crete and I was in Athens. And I must admit, you know what? There's something wonderful about that country. If money was no object and you can afford the biggest boat and, and all the rest of the stuff, the Greece is a wonderful place. It's well worth a visit. Well worth a visit. Cats and good coffee. Hello, brothers from another mother. Good, nice to hear from you, mate. Boris Johnson's here. Good evening, Ed. Well, I suppose Boris has got a bit of time on his hands now, hasn't he? John Quayle, hi Ed. Last day in Vung Tau. It's been great and it's a great place. Flying back to Australia today. Okay, good. But one thing about Vung Tau in Vietnam, there are some lovely, lovely, lovely ladies there. Beautiful, beautiful ladies. But it's a strange place because at first glance it doesn't look like Vietnam because it's got all these beautiful flowers and well organized and everything. But obviously you had a good time there, mate. So good for you. Good for you. Yeah, natural in the buff Vietnamese lady. Great video earlier, Ed. Love watching it. I have one question though. Whatever. Dirty bastard. Okay, Fanny, okay, Sean Harris, John Wayne and Glenn Ford versus Clint Eastwood and Robert Ryan. Okay, what is it? John Wayne and Glenn Ford versus Clint Eastwood and Robert Ryan. Who would win in a shootout, Ed? I think Clint would pull a fast one and shoot all three of them dead, personally. Okay. Wayne M. Hi, Ed. You look 10 years younger. I'm feeling pretty good. I've definitely lost a few pounds. The thing is, I've been on that exercise bike and it's been good. And, I'm pleased for that. When you do a lot of exercise, you try and, you don't want to spoil it by overeating. So I've been cutting back on a few little things and all of that. But the one thing, the stomach, the belly, it's a stubborn bastard. It really, really is. When you start losing weight, the rest of your body seems to go thinner, but your belly is, it's stubborn. It just won't go. It will go eventually, but the belly is always the hardest to get the weight off. It really, really is. Tom Streeter, it takes a lot to make a lifestyle change. Good on you, Ed. Good on you. Category Coffee. Satan, yes, that's one. Pace is this one. It was nice to see you upload the videos today, Ed. Yeah, that was it. On the main channel, there will be on the main channel with my bland and boring name of Edward Sweeney. There will be some videos, a few videos coming out over the next few weeks. And anyway, of course, I'm not traveling until. But I think that video I uploaded today on the main channel, I think that explains everything. The difficulty being, when you're not. Well, if you watch that video, it will explain a lot. That when you're not traveling, it's difficult to make travel videos when you're not traveling, really. But I'm not one who just simply gives up. And I mean, some of the guys do choose to do that. But I still like to keep the channel going in one way or the other. So I've found I'm ticking over anyway. I'm almost on. I got close to 43,000 subscribers on that other channel. I got within a couple of, and then I dropped a few, but then now it's going back up again. So in the next go, I'll be on 43,000 subscribers on that channel anyway. Capo 17, the Germans stand by a simple diet plan. eat half of what you eat now. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes absolute sense. What I can understand, I've travelled through Germany, and it's a very, very underrated travelling experience. The Germans are very, very hospitable, I found. What I found with the Germans is that, they are so super advanced at sports. They win the World Cup, and when we can't win it, they're great athletes and all the rest of it. And yet, if you've seen the way they eat and drink, they drink so much beer, they eat so much bloody sausages, and it's not fair. And yet they're healthier than we are. I don't get it. Yeah, Jock Martins, first coin of the day is now that Charlie has taken over. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Wayne Kerr. Hi, Ed. Only 6 more sleeps until Belfield Sanderton. I wonder if those who are familiar with Alex Belfield, and I will be doing a video on that subject, by the way, on the other channel. Let's see now. Let's see. Belfield is supposed to be getting, if those of you have heard of Alex Belfield, you're supposed to be getting sentenced on Friday. I wonder, because of the Queen's mourning, will they put that back? Will the Crown, will he put, I don't know. But Wayne Kerr's looking forward to it anyway. I think a few people there, to be honest with you. Wayne M. Just watch the guy lose 63,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, glad you can laugh about that. SK Travels 4K. Hello, Ed and audience. Live from Spain, taking an easy night tonight with you all. Now, SK4 Travels, I've watched quite a lot of his videos, but I watched one today. He's in Mallorca and or maybe someone else in Spain, but he does a lot of walking videos. He does them from places like Manchester, Spain, Mallorca, all kinds of stuff, and it is quality stuff. It's just a perfect thing to watch. If you like walking videos and you like real activity in the walking videos as well, he's great at filming people. Check out SK Travel, S Travels 4K. Really good stuff. I really enjoyed that video on Mallorca today. Let's see. John Mill. Even I can't stay long. Start work at 6 tomorrow. Okay, fine. Thank you. Oh, well, have a good rest anyway, mate. That's what I meant to say. Alan Hunter, Eddie took your lead, went out and bought an exercise bike. Bastard's ripped me off when it arrived. Only one wheel. It's not a bloody penny farthing, is it? Mate, but I bought my exercise bike for I don't know, 150 quid, something like that. And it's been really quite dormant for a few years. But this week, I've done the simplest thing, because being exercise, I find exercise totally boring. I really, really do. But the best thing to do is really drag it in front of the TV. It's the same pattern. I've been sticking to it all week, and I'm going to stick with it every single day from now on until I go away. It's basically when I wake up, whatever time this is, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever, I don't care. Just have a couple of cups of coffee to get myself alive. Switch the TV on with the laptop on it, and drag the exercise bike in front of it, and then just watch all your favorite YouTube videos or the news or whatever you've got to watch, and just keep going on that exercise bike. And really, before you know it, 1.5 hours passes by. It passes by quite quickly, and you feel all the better for it. Let's see. Harold Patterson. Hi, Ed. Hell yeah. Okay, hell yeah, Harold. Dickie B. Johnny B should be okay then in Zante. Yeah, early October, because I lived in, sporadically in Turkey, which is not a million miles away from Greece, and even early October, you expect some really, really good weather then. Philip Mulville, Eddie, pen a poem for the Queen live. No, I don't think I'll go there, but yeah, nice to hear from you anyway, Philip. Big fella, thanks. If you could take your pick of the roles, you'd have Kate or Megan. I do like Megan, but I must admit, Kate. She had 2 or 3 children now and whatever. She's bloody kept her fit on. She's a good-looking woman. She's a really, really, really good-looking woman, that Kate. God almighty. God almighty. Mike from Wales, evening, Ed. You look a little lighter and your hair seems to be growing back too. Thank you. Thanks for that. Boris Johnson, I haven't had any bookings yet for the new clown job you keep advertising on the channel. Oh, don't worry about it. They will come. You're a natural, mate. You're a natural. Paul Hoskin, you can buy a device that you put around your belly to lose weight. Isn't that one of those bloody things that you have while you're sitting there in your armchair watching the TV? Oh, I don't want one of them. I don't want them. I'd rather do things, naturally, organically. I don't want one of those. No, the belly is very, very stubborn, but it's like, the rest of the body, sort of gives in when you're losing weight. But it's the belly it is a stubborn, but it does come off eventually. It does come off. Bent over. Stubborn bastard, that belly. First on, last off. That's a native. Yeah, absolutely. Who's this? Cats and Good Coffee. You are right, Eddie. I'm checking videos of Von Town. They're a very nice Vietnamese chicks over there. Good for you anyway, mate. Sandra Taylor. Nice to hear from you, Sandra. Nice to hear from you. Hope you're having a nice evening. Boo-hoo. Evening, Ed and crew. Okay, good evening. Yeah, Paul Hoskin. Fake me in the chat, just letting you know. Okay. Well, there's always one of them. Capo 17, 5 minutes with Belfield, please. So you're angry at him. I will be doing a video next week. Now that's an ongoing case. His sentencing he has been found guilty, but his sentencing hasn't actually taken place, so we can't really talk about it. But we'll see what happens on Friday, and I will make a video because lots of other people are saying the piece, and I'm going to say my piece as well. Okay. McLaren F1 race, nice to hear from you, mate. Hope your day's got better. Okay, so let's see. Yogi Bear, nice to hear from you. Okay. El Terrifico, Eddie, is there an angry mob outside your house after your last shot? Oh, some people get bloody hoity-toity, don't they? El Terrifico's a good guy, but there's some bloody hoity-toity people out there. I put a couple of shorts out, and both of them were really crap. One of them was me, with a check. The thing is, this Steady Eddie live channel, this was originally set up, as a live channel, but with all the other crap that I don't want to put on my main channel. Okay, the fact is, with live streams, it's done okay. We've got 126 in the chat now. That's not bad. But the channel doesn't really grow. It's only videos that make the channel grow. So I thought I'll experiment a little bit, as you do, with a couple of shorts. And I've done a couple of crap shorts, but it was the second one that I've done that made some idiots very, very offensive and all this kind of stuff. When you experiment with things, sometimes what you do, your experimental stuff is good, and sometimes it's bloody crap. That's the way it goes. I've taken down lots of videos on my other channel, and a couple of them on this one. So it's it's the way it goes anyway. But bollocks to them all anyway. If they don't like it, sort them. There's a calorie counter on the exercise. Paul Hoskin, there's a calorie counter on the exercise bag. No, I wouldn't go by that. I think that's a bit misleading. Let's see. Okay, so let me just see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Kippo Macmac. Get yourself looking fit, Ed. You need it for the sausage scrum in November. Okay. Philip Moville, could you be a full-timer one day in Thailand? Thailand as well, but yeah, I can see that. I can see that. The thing is, I mean, there's things that you've got to think of. Where would I live exactly? And as for my YouTube channel, I think I explained a little bit on that video I put out on the other channel, is that if you live in one place, then you're going to make videos from that one place, aren't you? And, you know, whereas I still like to travel, so we'll see about that anyway. Yeah, S Travels 4K. I love that YouTube short you made this week. We'll leave all that bad news going on. Do make more. The YouTube shorts, I'm not used to those. I still don't know the value in them, really. I still don't know the value of them. How good they are for you. I really need to make videos for this channel. We'll see about that. We'll see about it. Like I say, my main channel is my main channel. This one's still development. Martin Birchall, I think Boris Johnson will be back as Prime Minister. No, I think Boris Johnson was a Prime Minister when he became, and don't forget, he was very successful as Mayor of London for 2 terms. But when he became Prime Minister, after a while, I mean, people were thinking, well, why did we ever have him as Prime Minister in the first place? And now that he's gone, no, he ain't coming back. He ain't getting voted for again. Dickie B, walking is really good at you losing weight and not too much impact on the joints. But you need to walk very, very fast. You really need to speed walk in order to that, because a casual walk doesn't really. You really need to walk fast for it to be really, really good. Paul Loskin, it's not easy to lose weight, but easy to gain. Okay. Sean Harris, please remind me if the ladies were hot when you went to Taiwan. It's not really a good place for that. I mean, they have a bit of a girly bar street, but it looks like a bit of a rip-off to me. It's I wouldn't trust it personally. And of course, there's some lovely ladies in Taiwan, but if you want that sort of thing, you're better in Thailand or Philippines. Johnny B, I'm very much looking forward to your vlogs in Cambodia. Will you visit Sihanoukville to see the developments? I wouldn't mind taking a look at Sihanoukville. It'd be interesting. I mean, whether it's enjoyable or not, I mean, I think interesting is the word. I think interesting is the word, really. Whether it's enjoyable. I mean, I'd rather go to enjoyable places rather than interesting ones. Oh my God Almighty! Okay, Boris Johnson. I'll be back in power. Just like no. Boris Johnson is not in the league. Is not in the league of Winston Churchill. Sandra Taylor. I thought Penny Mordaunt did a fabulous job today at the Charles III proclamation today. News a job, that wasn't it. It's Penny Mordaunt. I think there's someone else, a royal correspondent, isn't it, called Penny? He's been around a long day. Okay, so anyway, well, thanks for that, Sandra. So anyway, where are we now? Where are we? Yeah, question is, okay. How do we do this? Oh, hang on. This is the question. Probably not the most intelligent way to phrase it. We're going to have to talk about it anyway. Will King Charles be a good king? Okay, a good king. You think of good King Wenceslas, don't you? That's the question of the night. There you go. Will King Charles be a good king? Anyone? Let's see. Adventures around the world. Which city in the UK has the hottest women? Well, I mean, I come from a city from Liverpool, which has always had some beautiful, beautiful women in Liverpool. That is, of course, until they open their mouths and start speaking with a funny accent. Okay, let's see. I do like Eddie. I do like Eddie. What happened to I do like Eddie? We could just bring it back one of these days. Adventures around the world. Nottingham is a good shout, is it? I thought we were talking about Charles. Yeah. Let's see. McLaren F1 good dog, maybe. Okay. I Am Tilt, no. Matthew Cartwright, no. Let's see. Where are we now? Paul Lawson kills Charles. King Charles would be a great king, in my opinion. Lisa Dale's Gambian lover. Yeah, probably. Barry KFC, yes, he's the most prepared king ever. He's the most prepared king ever. Well, he's had a long time to prepare for the job. Yeah, absolutely. Jock Martins, what makes a good king? How about not putting your foot in it? And then again, Charles is a bit notorious for that, isn't it? Leeds says yes. Paul Oskin, will Charles look after the corgis? Last time I heard that they're all dead, aren't they? Yeah, what's that? Samba guy. What power does a king or queen actually really have anymore? Well, they're part of our heritage in terms of political power. I'm not so sure that they have really, really great political power. I mean, don't forget, it's the prime minister, the leader of the country, who tells them where they can and can't go on their state visits. It's not as if they decide all of that. But I think. Well, let's put it this way: if you get sworn into the army, then when you get sworn in, your allegiance is to protect the queen or the king as it is now. So they're still head of, technically, I suppose, the head of the military. And Charles does have military experience. Don't forget. Sandra Taylor, Charles. I was hoping he'd be good, but he got arsed today because the pens were in his way. Oh, he's temperamental. Get those bloody pens out of the way. Ivan, the king has got sausage fingers. Weird. Sean Harris, Charles I and Charles II weren't the best of kings. Number 3 might be better. Do you know so? I mean, I watched his speech yesterday, his 9 or 10 minute speech, whatever it was, about, and basically the first half was basically paying tribute to his mother. Now, some people have commented, his words were really, really beautiful. I don't believe they were here. They have script writers, these people. But Charles he's got charisma, whether it's the right charisma or not. But he comes across as a bit of a bumbling buffoon, and sometimes he drops the occasional clanger. I've seen him doing it, and but he's a character. He is a character, and I've actually always liked Prince Charles. I've always liked him. I mean, when he married Diana, that waste of space Diana. Sorry, but just my opinion, and I am entitled to it. They were an odd couple. I mean, his mind was on other things. It was all like a publicity show and all this kind of stuff. But I like it. But on the day that he was married, one of the papers had the headline: "Born to be a king, doomed to be a prince." And the belief was the Queen could possibly outlive me, would never ever become king. But now, at 73 years of age, he has finally become king. He's waited a long, long time. And apart from the occasional clank, and let's face it, none of us are perfect. Even the king, we're all human beings. I like him, and he has got charisma. He's got charisma in a kind of, shall we say, a kind of Forrest Gump sort of way. And I like him. I like him. Let's see. Kippo Macmac. Charles needs to stop sticking his nose in political events now that he's king. Mal, long live the king. Okay. Let's get a photo of this guy up here. There you go. There's Charles there. King Charles III. How about that, eh? How about that? Isn't that wonderful, eh? Isn't that wonderful? McLaren F1 race says, I'd eat the corgis. Well, good, they do it in other countries, don't they? Do it in Vietnam. I've actually seen a dog meat venue, a dog meat menu in Vietnam. Popcorn, Charles has been waiting to be king all his life. I think he'll be a great king, and William after them. I think a lot of us will be dead before William comes here. Charles is 73 years of age. His dad lived to 99. That's like 26 years, isn't it? I'm Charles. He seems like a healthy fella. He does. I don't believe I don't believe he drinks the way that I do or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if Charles. Well, Charles is going to be around for a long, long time to come. His mum lived to 96. His dad lived to 99. Charles is going to be with us for the next quarter of a century. So, William will probably be almost as old as Charles by the time he becomes king. Yeah, I like Charles. I think he'll be good fun, and he'll be told what to do. I mean, I know that he Yogi Bear, he should be. He's had a 70-year apprenticeship. Absolutely. Barry KFC, Charles will go on the stamps and notes now. Yeah, I would have thought so. Alan Hunter, the new King Charles coin to be struck will be huge to fit his ears in. Okay. Lieutenant Colombo, Camilla sits on the king's throne. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Boohoo, 73-year-old man finally lands a job as headlining cat. I think that's a bit of a joke there. Come on. I mean, I've seen that. No. I mean, Prince Charles, he's worked hard at his time because don't forget, when he was a young man, he was going on royal visits. And it's probably hard work. It doesn't look it, but to go around all of those, supermarkets, cutting the ribbon, opening a supermarket, that's bloody hard work because you got to constantly keep a smile up, and even when you're waving the car, you got to keep waving and smiling, it's hard to keep all that up. He probably has worked up Prince Charles. And don't forget, when he married Diana, yes, them two for a good few years, they just never stopped working. They were all, I know they were traveling all the time, but Jesus Christ, they were visiting here, there, and everywhere. So he has as much experience as he needs, and he could work hard. But like I say, at 73 years of age, I think he's going to take his life. I think William's the Prince of Wales. So William will, and his missus, his glamorous missus, will be the ones who will be, they'll be doing all the hard work from now on. Charles, the king, will take a back seat because that's when Charles was a young man, he did a lot of. The Queen started taking a little bit of a back seat as she got older. I mean, that's the way it works anyway. But let's see. S Travels 4K. Zeppo, yes, he's been around his mother all his life, and now things have changed, and so will he. Okay, that's fine. I must admit, when I seen that interview of him, when he was sitting there in the chair, that's a man. That is a charismatic face. His face is comparable with Rowan Atkinson, like a Mr. Bean or a Forrest Gump or whatever. He's in that league, but he's a character. I like characters. There's nothing about Charles that I would say makes him unlikable. There's no reason, no aspect of Charles' personality where I would say, I don't like him. No, I think he's cool. He's cool. If I met Charles, I'd sit down and I'd say, Charles, you can have a beer, Would you like a Kronenberg? Would you like a real ale? Would you like a Coors Light? He'd probably say, you know, do you have any? Do you have a cup of? Do you have a cup of tea? He'd probably say something like that. I say, okay, you drink the tea and I'll drink the beer. And I would imagine he'd probably find that quite amusing. Alistair Taylor, I think it would be an embarrassment, would be the question. No, I don't think he's. To be honest with you, I don't think he will. I think Charles Days of putting his foot in it, which he has, not to a grand. I mean, you know, he's banged on about architecture, you know, and used phrases where you know, you have to get the thesaurus out for. You know, well, look at this monstrous carbuncle. I mean, for Christ's sake, you know, Christ's sake, what's he on about? But I actually think he will have learned from all of that. And I think Charles Days of putting his foot in it are probably behind him. They're probably behind him. The Paul Oscar, they're all seem to live about 95, so Charles could be king for 22 years. Yeah, absolutely. Jock Martins, it's out of date, this kings and queens business. I think the word is royalty. Okay. Popcorn, the Koreans received some corgis as gift from the Queen, and they also thanked them. They said they were delicious. Like it. Barry KFC, Charles not worried about energy bills. No, absolutely. Definitely not. Ed Fences, there's some big benefits to having 10 sausage fingers. Okay. Capo, he said that he will have to be good. The games change. Being king is a different thing. Okay. Sean Harris, I think a lot of people wanted Charles to pass the crown to William, but he spent all his life preparing for this day. I am so glad the way this has turned out. You know what? I think it would be ignominious. It would have been shameful. Absolutely. I would have protested if the crown had bypassed Charles and gone straight to William. I mean, technically that's not possible anyway. But for any reason, if someone found out, I think that'd be totally wrong. I mean, Charles has waited so long to be king, and he's been patient and he's been polite and he's looked after his mum and he's been respectful of his mum, and he hasn't, apart from he hasn't really got involved in any scandals. I mean, I wouldn't, say, phoning up Camilla and saying I'd like to be your tampon. I wouldn't say that that's really a scandal. Charles has been all right over the years. I'm really, it would have been shameful if that, absolutely humiliating if that crown had gone to William. No, Charles is the king. He's the rightful heir, and I hope he's around for the next 25 years. Barry KFC, Diana was quality. Why did you have it as well? Did you? No, sorry, that's not a tasteful joke. That's not a tasteful joke. I am tilt. Ask Princess Diana if he'll make a good king. Well, she's not around anymore. She's not around anymore. She's not around anymore. But I'm not gonna slate Princess Diana, except to say that I don't think she was very intelligent, and I think she just wanted to be a princess. To be honest with you, Ed Fences around the world. Priti Patel is quality. I like that bit where she told the House of Commons to shut up. Paul Loskin, I agree with you, Eddie. Diana had to come and she was great, but didn't marry well. Okay. Jock Martins, at least he's handsome. He's talking about Charles. Popcorn, I hope one of the first things he does is invade the French. Are you going back in history there, Popcorn? Mark Ollig, newspaper headline: 73-year-old man finally gets a job. Absolutely. But it'll be a laid-back job. It'll be a laid-back job. You know. I think and I love this speech. Honestly, I don't know what it was. I've seen bits of it on the news, but then I sat down to watch the whole 9 or 10 minutes of it. I loved his speech. When he sat there, I actually thought that was a great moment. This very, very charismatic, and he spoke well. I think he was reading it from a script, don't you? I think he was reading it from a script. But he spoke really, really well. And he appeared very, very royal and very, very king and statesman-like. And I see in the Charles that I haven't really seen before. This guy, I think he's prepared to take a back seat now that it seems strange now that he's king, his life begins. It doesn't. I think really, I mean, he's achieved what he wanted to achieve. I think it's William and Kate. They're the ones who are probably going to have to do all the donkey work. It's the same when you work in a restaurant, isn't it? I mean, quite often the second chef, he's often the one who appears to work a lot harder than the head chef. I mean, that's the way it works, really. But as for what Charles said about the other sibling, Harry and Meghan, didn't he basically say something like, "Well, good luck to them. Good luck to them. They live overseas now, so good luck to them," and all that. He wasn't exactly saying, was he? Oh, I wish they'd come back. I wish they, but maybe is it for another reason? Maybe because Harry and Charles not actually blood. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Kippo Macmax, our energy bill's 20% higher because of green. Oh, okay, whatever. Yogi Bear, Charles is called, but he has great foresight. He started shouting about the planet 30 years ago, and the trust he set up helps the younger generations have a chance. The Prince's Trust. Okay, fine. Sandra Taylor, Camilla looked like she had aged 20 years today. Well, I'm not right in saying that Camilla looked like an old woman when she was a young woman. I mean, I think she looks very, very. She actually looks more like a queen than Diana. She does. She looks like Camilla looked like Diana looked like like a bit of a I don't know how you put it, like an Afghan hound, whereas Camilla looks more like a Rottweiler. But Camilla, I think she's very dignified. I've never really heard her speak that much, to be honest with you. Charles and Camilla. That sounds great. That sounds very, very royal, that does, doesn't it? Charles and Camilla. That sounds wonderful. Charles and Camilla sounds good. Jock Martins, he's not paying Asda for his drink, that's for sure. Okay, can I just make an announcement? I had a delivery from Asda this evening, and for once, they got all the booze right. They brought me a bottle of Lamb's Navy rum, a bottle of gin, and 3 boxes of Coors Light. And they put all the stuff that I ordered. They actually brought it. A couple of minor little things, like a couple of frozen lasagnas. They couldn't get me the right ones, but I mean, they actually done well today. So at least they got all my booze correct. Yogi Bear, his granddad died in his 50s. Really, really. Let's see. Lisa Dale's Gambian lover. One must consider multiple factors before concluding whether Charles will be a good king. Charles has utmost respect for his family and those around him. We must also consider how close his eyes are. Okay. I'm sure there's a punchline in there somewhere. I am so Prince Charles fully signed up to WF Evil Agenda. Okay. Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah, absolutely. But Ansel, Eddie, if you're thinking about going to Shanufil, look at the video from Ride with Gabby. Looks very, very bad. Am I going to Shanufil? It probably won't be for very long. I think Shanufil will probably be a passing through place. Because don't forget, they've still got those beautiful, beautiful islands out there. And also, I think you go to Shanufil to go to places like Campot. Mike from Wales, Charles will make a great king. He's got some great plants giving him advice. Okay. Sean Harris, do you think Charlie would use the blue pills? Doesn't everyone? Paul Hoskin, exactly, mate. He'll be good fun. He represents Britain, like the people who fought for our national pride. My dad went to war for our freedom. Okay, yeah, good for him anyway. Good for him. Brent Hill, Campot might be worth a visit, though. Yes. Okay, Nick Ross, nice to hear from you. Okay. Lee James, I thought that picture you put up looked more like the FA Cup. Really? Popcorn. I was surprised to see that the Queen only visited Thailand twice, 1972 and 1996. I actually don't remember either of those visits. I can't remember what I was doing then. Do you know something? Let me tell you a little old story, right? I actually met, through work. I actually met a nun a couple of years ago. I actually met a nun, an Irish nun, and I met her, and I was in her company. She was about like 70 something years of age, and basically, I got chatting to her. I was chatting to her, polite, of course. She was an old lady, but I must admit, I'm not a religious man. And from what I heard about nuns, the way they treated anyone who's ever been to a school run by nuns, yeah, not doesn't sound very, very good. And what was I going to say? Yes, and she was actually quite friendly towards me. She was asking me questions, how old and all this kind of stuff, and I was something like that. We got on the subject of travel. She said, "Oh, where do you like to travel to? Where do you like to travel?" And I thought, what am I going to say to this old nun? What am I going to say? And I said, well, I'm not going to hold back if she says anything, So I'll be honest and speak my mind. I said, well, actually, I like to go out to Thailand quite a lot. I like to go to Thailand, sister. And, I visit Thailand. I spend months out there about winter time and all that. And I was expecting her to say, you men are all the same. You are the devil. But no, she said, I've been out to Thailand a lot of times. Oh, what a wonderful country. Oh, absolutely wonderful. It's a wonderful country, in an Irish accent. I mean, this nun had been out to Thailand. I don't know for what reason she'd been out there, but she waffled on and on about some of the places that she'd been and the island, the people and everything. Well, I thought that was quite fantastic. I was expecting it, to bloody, give me a clout, you devil, you dirty devil. Anyway, I don't know how we got on that subject. Kip O'Macmax, if Andrew was king, he would visit Thailand every month. He probably has done. This is getting vulgar. Mike from Wales, Charles was in his own toilets whenever he travels. Well, maybe that's more hygienic then. Yeah, boo him. It's tampon jokes, boo. She has a sense of apparently that was all true. That wasn't it. It was because I remember when Diana was there's more truth in the tabloids than what you think. I remember when Diana was there was rumors going around she was having affairs and all this guy when she was still married to Charles. The newspaper papers revealed all kinds of supposedly taped conversations, phone conversations about calling her lovers squidgy and all this kind of stuff. And it all sounded a bit far-fetched. But when she was asked on an interview, was any of that true? Apparently it was. She admitted it was true. They had really had those conversations. McLaren F1 race. Starting to think my wife married me to get citizenship easier. 6 years wasted. Live and learn, eh? Well, my thoughts are with you, Clive. And Clive's having a bit of a troubled time right now. I just hope that things pick. I hope things pick up for you, Clive. I really, really do. My best wishes are with you. Brent L, time for Australia to become a republic. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel if, you know, if I was Australian. I must admit, I wouldn't like the idea that our head of state, our monarch, was from another country. I wouldn't be happy with that. I wouldn't be happy with that. That's all I'm saying. Dragon of the West. It's not as big now, the royal family. Well, as far as I know, Andrew has been ostracised. Um, what was his name? Harry is being ostracised. Well, not ostracized. He chose to be ostracised, but now I think he's been told basically we don't want you back. So, and as for Anne, that's all I'm bloody saying. Let me see. Who's that? Dragon of the West. In ancient times, kings were basically modern dictators like Gaddafi or Mugabe. Yeah. I suppose that was true. I suppose that was true. That King Henry VIII wasn't a very nice man, was he? Okay, adventure on the world. Good. The spirit over the poor sod. His daughter-in-law is Meghan Markle. No need for the blue pills. Okay. Jock Martins. Queen was the last of the good ones. The rest of them are shady enough. Let's not forget there was a payoff to a young lady in America, and and as far as I know, Charles was basically the one who said, who gave his brother the marching orders. As far as I know, Charles was the one. They were brothers. Not that much age difference between them. Well, maybe 10 years or so, maybe 10 years age difference between them. But as far as I know, Charles was the one who basically, gave his brother the marching orders from his royal duties. Boo hoo. Clive, everything happens for a reason. Chin up. And remember, the best way to get over a woman is to get over another one. Okay. Absolutely, Clive. Absolutely. I am tilt. I would much prefer King Getty. Would I like to be king? What do kings do? I mean, what do king? Well, I don't even have to bloody want for anything. I think to be a king. I mean, if I became, king at 73 years of age, well, Charles, I think Charles already done his work. I think now it's probably going to be time for him to put his feet up. Like I say, I think it's now. Charles is in a position to say to the son William, and I think William's a good son. I like William and I like Kate, but I'm just glad that the crown didn't pass to William, and I wouldn't like the idea of a king who's much younger than I am. Would you like that? I mean, how old's William now? He's about is he about 40? Yeah, he must be about 40 now. He's about maybe 40. Well, no, he'll be about 40 now, won't he, William? Which is not that young, but it's still, compared to me, it is. I wouldn't like the idea that the King of England was 20 years younger than I am. I wouldn't like that at all. Charles, I'm old-fashioned in that way. I respect people who are older than me. That's a natural thing. I respect people who are older than I am. And Charles is 73. He's been around for a long time, and he looks. There's been strange-looking kings in the past. No, I think he's good. I'm pleased that King Charles is the king. Let's see. Paul Oskin, King Charles has already knighted some people already. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm saying good things about him. So if he happens to be tuning into this, I'm available. Sir Eddie, arise, Sir Eddie. Nick Ross. Nick Ross. What does the Queen look like, Eddie, when you were last down the cockadoo and Soy Cowboy? I just for one thing, I don't rate Soy Cowboy very highly. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Walking Street. And as the cockatoo, it's not one of those places. We have I don't do homophobic stuff or nothing like that. I mean, each to their own. If you like ladyboys, then That's up to you. You know what I mean? Kippo Max. You're right there, Ed. No worries. We don't know that. We just have a hunch. Paul Hoskins, good to hear you got what you want. Okay. Oh yeah, Paul Hoskins, good to hear you got what you want. Oh yeah, that's Asda for you. So they actually done well today. We've got tons of now. This Coors Lager. Speaking of that, I'm going to go get myself a bit more. Run out of it there. Okay, now the thing about this Coors Lager, you know, this Coors Lager, is it good? Is it good? Does it get your weight down? Well, the thing is, it's as a choice, I wouldn't drink it. The reason that I'm drinking it is because it is lighter in calories than other lagers and beers. And if you drink so many cans a day, that lesser calories does make a difference. It really, really does. It really, really does. If you're drinking a significant amount of, I mean, even if another, if another can of lager is 100 calories more than that is, then you drink 6 of them a day. That's another 600 calories a day, isn't it? So it's you get used to it after a while. It's refreshing, and after a while, you kind of forget about other beer. See, that's nice and refreshing. That's nice and refreshing, and it does. If you are, if you a bit of exercise, a bit of exercise, bit of reducing your calories, bit of being sensible what you're doing, and I feel I'm tightening up already. I'm confident that in a couple of months' time, by the time I get on that plane, I'm going to be a couple of stone lighter. Let's see. Philip Mulville, Eddie, were you watching England win the World 22 Cup? Well, in England going to win the World 22 World Cup, we'll see. I'm not really a big football fan, but I will be out in Pattaya. Apparently, it begins late November, doesn't it? To almost towards Christmas time, doesn't it, in Qatar? So, but I think I'll probably be in Pattaya by then anyway. So that'll be fun anyway. Danish bacon. Bring back the spitting image of Charles as king. Oh, a spitting image used to be really, really funny. I don't know what it's like now. Sean Harris. Where does Princess Anne come on a scale of 10? And would you? I don't do marks out of 10. All I'm saying is I wouldn't touch it with a bloody barge pole. Yuck. Don't even like it. Don't like it. I'm not keen on it. I mean, she's to an ordinary working person. No, she's not the kind of person I would want to see as I really, really wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. I like Charles. I'm glad that Charles is king. I'm glad Charles is king. I really am. Let me see. Nick Ross, Eddie, when are you going to write more poetry? Well, it's not a poetry. I mean, this is not this channel anyway. My other channel began with poems. There is actually something which I've dug one of them. I did actually upload a few years ago when I first started the channel, and a handful of people seen it who said that they really liked it. So I'm thinking of actually doing that pretty soon. Maybe put a nice little bit of a video, bit of fun. Somebody might appreciate it. But there is another one that I'll put out. But I started my channel about 5 years ago. I started writing poems and making videos. It would seem like a daft thing to do, but there's a couple of them still on the channel right now. But there will be another one. There will be another one going out quite soon. Promise you. Capo 17. Prince Edward has been in stealth mode for years. Answer: has Prince Edward ever really done anything worth mentioning? I think he's. I mean, when he was the last of the sons, wasn't he? And basically, what did he do? I mean, he wasn't really particularly good at anything. What was he? He got into the theatre a bit, and there were rumours that he's sort of there was rumours about him back when he was out, but he's married. And he seems happy. And I have no reason to believe that he's not a nice guy. But I mean, he's not actually done anything worth mentioning, has he? Wayne M, it's good to be king. Mel Brooks, oh my God, it's good to be the king. Mel Brooks, history of the world wonder. Whatever happened to Mel Brooks? He was the king, wasn't he? Mel Brooks was the king of comedy in the 1970s, I thought. But then, come the 1980s, he faded away, and I think he was usurped by the people who made airplane movies and stuff like that. But history of the world, wonderful, wonderful films, wonderful film, absolutely. Mel Brooks, wonderful. Yogi Bear, Charles I lost his head. His son fled to France, and the UK was a republic until Cromwell died, and then he wanted the king back. So Charles II was invited back from France to be king 1707. Well, thanks for that bit of history then. GW, what does a king do? What do the royals do? How much money would the Brits save by abolishing the royal family? Seems like a waste. I wouldn't exactly say that, because the royal family they're like a tourist attraction in this country. I mean, as I understand it, when people from other countries like America or whatever, when they come to, and I've lived in London myself in the past, when they come to England, one of the first things they want to see is Buckingham Palace. And Buckingham Palace, there's always people waiting outside Buckingham Palace because they think they're gonna be able to see the Queen or whatever. I mean, the royal family are our heritage, and at least they're not cutting people's heads off like they did in the olden days. At least the modern royals are not allowed to do that. But it's all corny and a rip off. I mean, years ago, this debate has been going on for donkey's years about the royal family, whether they're a waste of money or whatever. An example I'll give you: years ago, I think it was the 1980s, I remember the Queen Mother wanted to go on Concorde. She wanted to go on Concorde, going back to the 1980s, simply because she'd never been on it. And so what do you know? As a publicity stunt, the Queen Mother on Concorde was given a journey on Concorde simply because the Queen Mother requested it. And apparently that flight on Concorde cost something like about $500,000, okay? And there was a bit of public outcry. Because the Queen Mother wants to go on Concorde, the taxpayers paying $500,000 for it to go, to have this special journey on Concorde. Isn't that scandalous? The fact is that British Airways, who owned Concorde, that news story was all around the world. And it was estimated, I think the figure was something like, they spent about $500,000 putting the Queen Mother on Concorde, but they actually gained about $20 million in advertising. That level of advertising that they got for that, they estimated it would have cost them about $20 million. That's what the royal family's all about. It's all corny, it's a rip-off, but it works. It works. Just my way of looking at it. Okay. Ed, why are Whitefields? Ed, this era of King Charles is called the Caroline era. Is it really? Or if it was Caroline Monroe, it was Queen right now. I'd be bloody I'd camp outside Buckingham Palace to get a look at it. Okay. Danish bacon, squeaky door. Not just yet, my friend. Not just yet. Okay. Yeah, Philip Mulder, what's for supper over there? It could be something light. Cheese on toast. All right, no, that's not necessarily light, is it? But at least it's not a whopping big fish and chip supper. Cheese on toast. And I do like those Bombay Bad Boy pot noodles late at night as well. The good thing about having a snack late at night is that when I wake up tomorrow, I don't really feel hungry. So before I have breakfast, I just get my workouts out of the way with. Bobby Webber, Greetings from Saigon, Eddie. Okay, Bobby, well, that sounds terrific. Perhaps maybe you'd like to tell us what it's like there now. It's September now, isn't it? So not in peak season. But I wonder how that place is coping at this moment in time, because the last time I seen Bui Street, District 1, Saigon, it was, it was looking more and more like you'd expect Las Vegas. I mean, glamorous lights everywhere, all over the place. But then the pandemic come along, didn't it? So I don't really know how that place is doing right now. Maybe you'd like to tell us. Okay. Why are white fools? What happened to the lambs, Ron? Oh, don't worry, no certainty of that, mate. Nick Ross, Yogi, but every king called Charles has been a disaster then. Well, you know, maybe it'll be third time lucky. S Travels 4K, the Queen wanted her son to be king after that. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that the Queen was never going to abdicate. I'm pretty sure, you know, the Queen would not have been happy if she'd have thought that after her son, her eldest son, has been waiting all these years, that someone was going to come along and usurp his crown. No, absolutely, I'm sure the Queen wanted Charles to be king. I want Charles to be king. Cats and good coffee. Steady Eddie Live. Are there any other questions, subjects tonight? Some of us have an overdose of the Queen. Subject. I'll talk about all. Okay, we'll wrap up. We've got a few other little odds. Don't forget this kind of live stream. This is the Steady Eddie Live channel. I mean, I do 3 live streams a week on this. I do think that the Monday and Tuesday, the big question, the big question, has gone down quite well. For Monday and Tuesday nights, I know I keep saying this, but Monday and Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock UK time. What the hell else is going on at that time? I mean, you know, it's you know that's what it's nothing else going on there. So I'm really pleased with the amount of people who come along at that time. But that's on Monday and Tuesday night. Saturday, this is just an additional one to talk about whatever, really. But we'll talk about something else in a minute. Alistair Taylor, the lower alcohol is nice as your liver as well. That's good. Pity I have to spoil it with all that bloody rum and whiskey and all that. Hammers, World Cup kicks off 18th of November for 1 month. Okay. Let's see. Nick Ross. Princess Anne's miles better than the Queen. You'll find a hellhole called Pattaya, where they're full of, whoa, Jesus Christ, terrible. Bobby Webber, the Cambodian girl poem was great. Thank you, my friend. Hammers, have you ever wooed a lady with poems, Ed? Well, how can I put that? I mean, I come from a city called Liverpool, and the girls that I met in as a young man were called Scouser girls, right? Do you seriously, in your wildest dreams, think you can woo a Scouser girl with poems? Hey, darling, I've got a poem for you. Oh, F off, you Nancy boy. No, that's not the way to win over Scouser girls. Not at all. Boo-hoo. Ed, were you ever involved with the theatre? Not exactly, but I'm just toyed with the idea. No, never. Thanks for asking anyway. Why feels I'm writing a poem. It's called Walking ATM. Okay. Who's this? Roderick Daniels. I'm like 6-can of Brewdog Hazy J, and I'm telling you, Princess Anne ain't all that bad. Jesus Christ. I thought Princess Anne won BBC Sports Personality of the Year. All those great athletes that are around, people like, John Conte and other people who achieved great things in the 70s. And somebody like bloody Princess Anne won BBC Sports Personality of the Year. What a bloody joke. Poppycorn. At times when someone high profile passes away, I feel for the families who have lost someone else too, suffering the same but without the same attention. Of course, I mean, of course, we're all thinking that. I mean, it would probably make me unpopular to say that, there's a lot of ladies in the 90s who were going to die of the cold this winter time because they cannot afford to have the heating on. It's the way it is, mate. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. Alan Hayes, let's change the subject. It's on all the other chat. Okay, let's just skip through the chat, see what we've got. Well, I know change the subject. I know we've banged on about it an awful lot. Britain has got a new king. We've got a new king. I mean, I've seen Prince Charles since he was, there's an old video of him somewhere when he's on a stage in Wales and he's doing, since he was crowned Prince of Wales, I think in 1969. I remember that. So he's been around for a long time. I mean, it is a monumental moment. Popcorn. I've been watching the American coverage of the Queen and King on NBC and CNN. They love it all, the pageantry and tradition. Yeah, absolutely. The overseas. Someone said, is it feasible, our monarchy? Is it worth paying for? People overseas love it. It's a tourist attraction. They love it. Paul Hoskin, if you were knighted, Ed, would you tell everyone to call you sir? I've been trying, since I've had my YouTube channels, and all the people that I've met, I've been trying to get them to stop calling me Edward because I bloody hate that name. But so, whatever. Okay, so what? Let me see now. Nick Ross, Scouser girls are fabulous. Ask John Lennon. Okay. Capo, the live bed. Okay, whatever. Jock Martins, Eddie. I wouldn't mind that. Sean Harris, the 70s was a great. Let me see. Ross, long live the king. Okay. Okay, so on that note, what's this one? Daniel Mills, Indian and Chinese pensions won't be freezing this winter. The smart Chinese and Indian governments are buying as much cheap. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll tell you what, it's time for squeaky door time, okay? And where are we now? Where are we? Okay. Okay, we'll get that off anyway. Okay, get that off. Let's get that off. Hide that, and then there you go. Squeaky door time. Back in a moment. Okay, we're back. Yes. Sean Harris, have you ever ridden the old roller coaster to Southport? Yes. I mean, I used to love Southport when I was a kid. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Getting the train along there, wonderful. Love it. I remember the fun house from around about 1960, late 1960s, and they had Hell's Angels in the fun house. Remember, the Hell's Angels dancing. Funny, funny. Boris Johnson, where's Lisa Dale tonight? Gambian lover is in the chat, so I don't really want to talk about it. Why are why fools? Lisa is still in the Gambia, okay? Chris Kelly, just being told the Queen of England is dead. Didn't know Prince Edward is dead. Oh, God, well, okay. Thanks. Nice to hear from you anyway. Oh, Matthew Cartwright, getting on the rum, Etty. Who's this? The Raven's Claw, may long live the king. Okay, we've done all the king stuff. We've done all the kings. All right, so what I'm going to do now is last week we delved, for no reason other than as a bit of a laugh, we delved into those comics that you get. Those Marvel and DC comics that you've seen as a kid, and all those wacky adverts that you had. A lot of them just simply wouldn't be allowed nowadays. They simply wouldn't be allowed. They were suggestive and all kinds of things. So I dug out another couple anyway. How about this? Does anyone remember this advert here? Look at this. Jesus, this is a dangerous one. This is an advert. I can paralyze a 20-pound attacker with just one finger. Wow, that's a dangerous woman. Yet I weigh only 93 pounds. You too can protect yourself with my secret Oriental system of Yubiwaza, okay? Only 99 cents. So for 99 cents and a bit of studying, you can paralyze a 200-pound attacker with just one finger. I don't know why she doesn't, pay $2 and then she can bloody paralyze two attackers with two fingers. It's a bit savage, that, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Nasty woman. Okay. And here we go. Now, if you're a young lad, if you're a young lad and you want a bit of adventure, what more could you want than a Polaris nuclear sub over 7 feet long, big enough for two kids? Fires rockets and torpedoes, $6.98. Okay, imagine today's kids. An advert where $6.98. A Polaris nuclear sub fires rockets and torpedoes. Jesus Christ. Let me see. John Mitch, I am just watching a Tina Turner concert from 1990. Would you have Rogered or dodged Tina Turner back in the day? I think by 1990, she was already over 50 then, wasn't she? I mean, Tina Turner, maybe when she was a young woman, but, she's getting on a bit now, isn't she? Well, back in the day, yeah, absolutely. Well, wonderful voice. So there you go. For less than $7, you can have a Polaris nuclear sub there. And so I was surprised how many people remembered this one. I vaguely remember. Apparently, everyone seems to remember this one. The glorious. Who wouldn't like a family of these in your living room? There you go. Enjoy the wonderful world of amazing live sea monkeys. Own a bowl of happiness, instant pets. So eager to please, they can even be trained. Only $1. So there you go. Now, has anyone ever... I'm pretty sure there was someone in the chat who said they actually purchased these sea monkeys. I mean, Jesus, if that wouldn't get done under the Trade Descriptions Act, I mean, look at all these happy, smiling sea monkeys there. Even the woman, she's sitting down, she's got lipstick and eyelashes on. You can purchase for $1. You can purchase these and have these in your home. I mean, wouldn't you just love them? Wayne, money back guarantee. I don't know if it says that. Mark Oleg, brine shrimp. Is that what they were? Brine. Imagine that, but you look at this advert, and it was there in the comics years ago. And, you see the happy smiling face. Oh, they look like lovely pets. So eager to please. They can even be trained. And you get delivered a bunch of brine shrimps. Oh, my God almighty. Why, oh, why, fools? It was me. I had sea monkeys. I'd feel like a bit of a monkey if I bought those. Danish bacon. Sea monkeys are great. Usually end up with one big one. Okay. Yogi Bear, you get a 1-year free supply of sea monkey growth food. Oh, looks absolutely fantastic. Stephen Forex seemed magical to a naive child like me when reading that ad. Absolutely. Something like that simply wouldn't be allowed to. I mean, there's so much legal stuff nowadays. That'll be bloody dragged off to court and done under the Trade Descriptions Act. But they look lovely anyway. They look lovely. Now, this next one. Who's that? Hammers. Hey, we're the sea monkeys, okay? Sean Harris, the beach where the guy gets the sand kicked in his face. The bull worker gives him muscles. Absolutely. Muhammad Ali actually advertised the bull worker. So, I'm pretty sure he didn't bother using them. Why fools? They didn't look anything like it. I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not surprised. Stephen Forex, on a par with winning goldfish at the fair. Okay. John Mitch, I remember when I was a kid trying to buy a pair of X-ray specs from a Superman comic. I wonder why, John. I wonder why. Probably the same as the rest of us did. But how about this one? Now, I'd only call this advert in the comics when I was a kid, but I think it's. I think this one was intended to be bought by little girls, when really I think it was little boys who wanted this one. Life-size inflatable doll. Okay. $9.99, $9.95. So that's almost $10. That's quite expensive. This was a product, for young girls. It was. Let's see. It said just add air. Jeez, imagine that was imagine if you could get a real woman and you just add air. You don't have to take it out for a meal, or you don't have to lose your house in the divorce court or anything like that. You just add air. I mean, Jesus, that would make women such good value. But this oh my God, a life size in a kid's comic. Apparently, this is a doll for girls. But I'm pretty sure that it's aimed more at boys. Mom, can I have an inflatable doll? Can I? They're only $9.95. Jesus Christ. ATA, they used to use Polaris subs and Camel Aids back then. I remember my dad saying me to launch 60s. And say, really? Matthew Cartwright, I would. Mark Oleg, lifelike, okay. Who's that? Kippo Macbach. I remember being a member of the Dennis the Menace fan club. I like Dennis the Menace. He was cool, he was. Why fools? Now we're talking. Catching a coffee, what you see is what you get. Ross, I would say $2, Ed. Wait, not bad for 10 quid. Paul Hoskin, the plastic soldier with the parachute. Don't remember that one. Mark Oleg, is she anatomically correct? Matthew Cartwright, buy two, they can have a threesome. There are some people, and now in this day and age, there are some men who actually have relationships with dolls. I've seen it. It does happen. Strange. Let's see, Sean Adams, some of the giveaways in the British comics are worth a few, Bob. 2000 AD. Capo 17. There was a toy doll called Bendy Wendy. Shaggy Rogers. By the time you finish blowing it up, you'll be too tired to do anything else. Yours Travels. Hi, guys. I'm pissed and £400 up in the casino. Well, that sounds like a good night to me, mate. That sounds like a good night. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Who's this? Hammers. I used to get the Royal Rovers comic every week. Loved it. Sean Harris. The doll was probably only about 4 inches when blown up. Well, and then it says life size. So is it a 4-inch woman? Jesus Christ. Why feels 4 inches is good enough for this lot here. Well, that is really, really pervy. Even the words inflatable doll. Okay, now last week, what we've got now, this is another variant of what we seen last week. Hypno coin, new pocket-sized invention, helps hypnotize in minutes. It must work for you or your money back. I mean, the thing is this legal this day and age? You can actually purchase a coin. That's a load of bollocks anyway. But for $1, you get a hypno coin and you can hypnotize people. I mean, for what motives would you want to do that? Would you want to go in a bank and hypnotize the cashier? You know, give me 100 grand, with my magical little coin here. Very, very suspect, extremely suspect. John Mitch, at least a rubber doll will never accuse you of a sexual offense. Okay, good point. Why feels hypnocon? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the question is why? Hypnocoin, new pocket-sized invention, helps hypnotize in minutes. That in itself is extremely suspect, and there it is. I mean, presumably there's nothing about hypnotize people with their permission. Matthew Cartwright, can we use it with bar girls? Kippo Macra, it's now called the BBC. We pay £160 a year to be hypnotized. Okay, and of course, and finally on this one, we had this last week, but this is a different advert on the same subject. The one that we all wanted when we were kids. What we all wanted them, didn't we? We all wanted a pair of X-ray specs, $1. And hilarious, hilarious, but just look at what he's looking at. Just look at, it's obviously the connotations are there, aren't there? And look at his face. Doesn't he look like a bloody dirty pervert? I mean, look at the sly grin and, his eyes and, oh my God almighty. Tambaka, there was a show on National Geographic called Taboo. This Chinese guy wanted to marry his blow-up doll. Well, it probably would have been a lot cheaper in the long run. Why, oh why? Hell yeah, get me them specs. How pervy. I mean, the thing is to actually do an advert in a kid's comic. Telling you that, for $1, this you can see through women's clothing. How pervy is that? How bloody pervy is that? Yours Travels, yes. Mark Ollig, he's drooling. He is, isn't he? He is. Oh my God. Hammers. Eddie's wearing them now. Boo hoo. Looks like. Oh no, we're not going to go there, mate. We're not going to go there. Why feels. Now that Specs guy looks like a very, very dirt monger. Absolutely. Sean Harris, I like the grin on his face. Well, you like the grin on his face. I think he's a dirty little pervert, personally. Who's that? Yours Travels. It's one for the Wank Bank. Julia, but what a good dentist. Capo 17. Cosmo Small, played by Les Dawson. John Mitt, now I wanted X-ray specs. It was about 12 years old. They were one of the most common things advertised there because they knew they were playing into a kid's, sexuality basically, weren't they? They were playing on, pervert thoughts and all this kind of stuff. Dirty, dirty buggers. Paul Hoskin, I've got a Thai bar girl, inflatable doll. Keeps asking me to buy her a drink. Like it, like it. Mark Olick, well, yeah, the dress is made to look invisible. I mean, if that isn't suggestive, I mean, just looking at see if that is not that you get locked up for that in this day and age. Why are I fools? Paul, I got that inflatable doll too. Drain me of my bank account. Nick Ross, X-ray specs a standard kit for all you. No, I don't. Matthew Carter, at least you can deflate it after you've done. More room for the bed. Okay. So anyway, so there's this week's advert. We'll do a few more. We'll get a few more from other sources and have a bit of a laugh and a joke about them. Anyway, having this Saturday night, it's there's not a great deal happening. So even if we talk rubbish, why the hell not? So listen, I'm going to have a. It's time for a whiskey. I'm going to finish soon, simply because we've got a new king. We've waffled on enough about him. It's all on the TV now, but it is a special. It is a very, very special moment. So I'm just going to finish. I know some people don't like this, but I'm going to finish now on a film review. Now, I've switched on a few films this week on Netflix and whatever, and I haven't really seen it. There's only one movie which I would recommend this week, and it is a new movie. It is a new movie that's come out this week. I'm just going to end with this little old film review. Yes, it's something that's well worth seeing on Netflix. I watched it the other night. It's a new Netflix movie, and it's called I Came By. Yes. This movie is called I Came By, and it's on Netflix. And let's see, where are we here? Now, this movie, it's a special Netflix production, and it's set in London, yes. A rebellious young graffiti artist targets the homes of the wealthy, but discovers a shocking secret that leads into a journey endangering himself and those closest to him, right? In other words, what happens? This young graffiti artist, for a laugh, really, or to make a statement, a protest, goes into people's homes, wealthy people's homes, sprays graffiti on the wall, and then runs away again. But he picks the wrong house, because this house is owned by a former judge, who is played by the actor called Hugh Bonneville. Now, I've never really seen this actor before. Apparently, he was in something like Downton Abbey or whatever it was. But basically, it's very, very much like a Hitchcock movie, this one. Let's see. Why Feel got good reviews. It's basically like a modern-day Hitchcock movie. This old guy, is a magistrate, for a former judge. And he lives in this big house. These people break in. But when this young man discovers nasty, nasty things going on, I won't tell you what it's called, but it is a very, very good movie. The actor Hugh Bonneville is superb. He's really, really quite chilling. He's a really, really good British actor. I've never really seen him before, but he's classy stuff. He is classy stuff. And the rest of the cast is played by young people. They try and find what goes on in his house, and a lot of them end up coming a cropper. I won't tell you too much about the story. It's a British-based thriller, and it's well worth looking. If you like the old Hitchcock movies, this is like a modern version of a Hitchcock movie. It's called I Came By. You can get it on Netflix, and it is well worth a couple of hours of your time, okay? Someone said, Melter didn't like Samaritan. Okay. Who's this? Catching a coffee. Are you the dude from Las Vegas who kissed a lady? Okay. Who's this? Why feels very degenerate. Let's say Shaggy Rogers. How can you review Debbie Does Dallas? Well, if I can get hold of the juicy bits, the scenes, I'll yeah. I'll I'll upload them for you. Yeah, sure I will. Your travels, I will try and contact them now, Matt. Okay. Wayne M in Downton Abbey. Yeah, I believe he was in Downton Abbey, but I never really watched that. I never really watched that. I'm going to drink a whiskey anyway. Okay, we've waffled on tonight. No, it's a Saturday night. 3 live streams this on this channel. Monday and Tuesday, 10 o'clock Monday and Tuesday, we'll do the big question. And that really gets people involved and it's good fun. Tonight is an extra live stream. We've had a bit of fun tonight. We've talked about the UK. As for Prince Charles, I'm going to show a final picture. I'm going to show a final picture of our new king, okay? Our new king, King Charles III. This is our new king. He's waited 73 years to get on the throne. And, okay, he's not the most commanding of personalities, but I think he's charismatic. I like him. And I'm glad that he's king. And, at his age, he may be 73, but his parents lived a very, very long time. So I think King Charles III is going to be with us for a long, long time. Here's to the new king, okay? A nice whiskey for Charles. Famous grouse, bloody good stuff. Okay. Why feels huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Nick Ross, what about a pick of the new queen? I haven't got one. Shaggy Rogers, long live the king. Barry KFC, Charles not worried about energy prices. Yogi Bear, thanks for the great evening, Ed. Catch you Monday at 10 p.m. Absolutely. Monday, 10 p.m., the big question, okay? I'm sure we'll find something really, really interesting. Why feels David Icke, has he said anything about the lizards, yeah? Shaggy Rogers, the new queen is a bit tasty, okay. Danish bacon, burger soon, Eddie. No, I might have cheese on toast or might have a bowl of soup and, dip me toast in there. Might have a pot noodle, something like that. Because the good thing about eating a snack late night is that I don't feel hungry when I wake up tomorrow. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now anyway. Okay, I'm going to wrap all this up. Why feels Bombay bad boy. Couple of those, you never know. I'll say once more, long live the king, okay? King Charles III, long live the king, okay? There we go. Okay, guys, lovely to see you again. Have a lovely Sunday. I'll see you Monday on this channel at 10 p.m. UK time, okay? Thanks for everything, and I'll see you then. Cheers, guys. Good night.